there. But what happens when it's in the office, too? Many people do have successful office romances, but there's also the possibility that things can go awry. So what are the do's and don'ts? Relationship expert LaDawn Black joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so if you feel like you're starting to have some attraction for someone at your office, did you just shut it down immediately to avoid drama, or is it manageable?
You know what, let's be realistic. A lot of times we're busy, and the only place where we do meet people who have common interests is on the job. So definitely it's an option.
Okay, but if you're going to go down that road, probably some things to consider. Let's start with the first one.
Okay, when things are going well, first thing to consider is to really know your company's policy. A lot of us have no idea that our company has rules on the books that say, no, 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 you can't do that. So definitely understand your company's policy.
Okay.
Also, decide as a couple, are we going to be public or are we hiding it?
And what is the best way to do that? I mean, if the company doesn't have a problem with it, what would be the benefit in
I would say keep it quiet until we're getting to a point where maybe we're living together or possibly getting engaged.
We know that there's something.
Right,
okay.
Because you don't want your coworkers distracted. Okay, every time they're in the room together, okay, here we go. You don't ever want it to be a scenario like that.
All right. The kissy at the office and all that could probably, stay away from that.
Yeah, and I like to tell people all the time, I mean, it's hard. When you're attracted to someone, when things are going well, you want to touch, you want to flirt, you want to talk. But you really can't do that at work, because even though companies are open to it now and they understand what's going on, they really don't want it to be hookup central. They don't want to walk in on something or catch you on the conference table. They don't want that.
That's just so inappropriate. Even if it didn't get to the conference table,
Right.
just, yeah, it's probably inappropriate. All right, so those are the good scenarios where things go, nice.
Right.
They don't always happen that way.
No, they don't. Because sometimes things go bad. The same way if you mess with one in a bar, you mess with one at the grocery store. Sometimes
it doesn't
things
always
go bad. So I think when things go bad, you have to have a clear understanding of, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to keep this out of the water cooler talk? I'm not going to go to work and say all the horrible things that he did or the horrible things that she did. How are we going to handle it when a new girlfriend or boyfriend pops up? Because a lot of times offices have parties, sporting events, things like that. How are we going to handle that? And then the bigger piece is, don't become a serial dater. Because sometimes people get reputations on the job when they've dated everyone in the office pool.
What if your coworkers though start talking about it? I mean, even though you may try to keep it secret, a lot of times that gets out there. People are going to know what's going on. So, I mean, is there a way to avoid them chattering about it? And even when the breakup happens, they're going to be chattering about it.
You know what? I always take the celebrity approach. A lot of times when things happen to celebrities and you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened. As soon as they stop talking about it, people stop talking about it. So if you never ever address it, most times it'll go away.
All right, LaDawn, thank you. Stick around. For more advice from LaDawn Black, log on to foxbaltimore.com/morning. And if you have questions about relationships, whether they're on the job or anywhere else, LaDawn is going to be back to answer all of those questions. She'll take your calls later this hour. 481-4545. You can also post your questions on our Facebook page. LaDawn Black has the answers. Our first caller is Anthony in Baltimore. Good morning, Anthony.
Hello.
What's your question?
What's appropriate to wear on the first date?
That's a good question. That's so cute. I love that.
We're so proud of you, Anthony, for asking that question. The thing is, it depends on where you're going. If you're going somewhere casual, you dress casual. If you're going someplace that's really elegant, you dress up. It's all about representing yourself on the first date and being appropriate, because trust me, she's going to notice.
And it's nice that he's taking the time to even think about that, because the women are definitely thinking about it. All right, Sharice in Baltimore is on the line. Hi, Sharice.
Hi, how you doing, LaDawn?
I'm good, sweetie. How are you?
I'm calling because I just got married on April the 1st, and I want to know, what is the key to a sexy, successful marriage?
Ooh, one of my favorite questions. You know what, sister, the thing that you want to do is keep it fresh. You want to always engage your mate and tell your mate what your fantasies are and find out what his are, and then always have new experiences. So everything is not about the bedroom. A lot of it is about getting out and doing different things, building that history. That'll keep your relationship fresh.
All right, we want to go to our Facebook page. We got a lot of people that wrote in on Facebook. And one of the questions I saw on there was from a 17-year-old. She said that she wants to get engaged, but is 17 years old, too young to be engaged, and then she would get married a year later.
Wow. You know, that's a hard one to answer because you never know when love is really going to strike someone. But I would say at 17, take your time. There's so many other things that you should focus on. You know, you have school, you have a job if you're not interested in school. You know, take your time. If he loves you at 17, trust me, he'll love you at 18.
It's probably hard to convince a teenager who's in love to hold off,
so
though.
True.
So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. All right, someone else wrote in on Facebook and said, how do you forgive someone? Oh, no. They said, how long should a person stay single after an 8-year relationship ends? That was Maisha.
Wow. You know what? I think you should stay single just long enough to get over the old relationship. Because what happens is we get out of that long-term relationship and we go crazy because we're like, oh, the world is open to us. And then we keep making those same mistakes or we enter back into that same cycle. So just take your time.
Okay. When it's comfortable, you'll know it.
There
You'll know
you go.
when it's time to move on. All right. Well, how do you forgive someone who keeps hurting you over and over? That's the next question.
Wow. When it comes to forgiving, you either can do it and move on, or if you can't move on. Now, if every time he leaves the cabinet open, every time you trip over something, you're going to bring up that issue, you haven't forgiven him.
But that's different than when someone's hurting. I mean, those are things you're going to have to deal with in the relationship, you know, leaving the toilet seat up and that kind of thing. You have to get over that. But when it's a hurt, when it's something more serious, how many times do you deal with that?
I would say once or twice.
And
I mean, if you can't correct yourself, then we need to move on and do something else because you have an issue.
I love when you come in. Love it. All right, LaDawn, thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
Thank you for having me.
Well, coming